Okay, where would you like me to look? I have four choices. Gosh, this is the optimum one here. Okay, hey, how are you? Welcome. We're hanging out in Alki. We're at Il Nido restaurant here, and we're going to talk a little bit about Pursued by Bear. And I'm so glad you're with us. And let's get into it. I've already started, so join me if you haven't already. My name is Spock. No, I'm sorry. My name is Kyle MacLachlan. I am a winemaker, actor, father, husband, and I am the proud owner of Pursued by Bear, which is my winery, and since 2005. And I'm here to talk a little bit about what I make and why I love it. The inspiration for Pursued by Bear came, the name inspiration came from Shakespeare. As an actor, going to school, I went to school at the University of Washington here in Seattle. I loved Shakespeare. Shakespeare wrote in one of his plays, "Exit pursued by a bear." And indeed, the actor who's been speaking on stage, turns and sees a bear approaching and takes off stage right. The bear comes on stage left, and we don't know what happened until the next scene. Sadly, our actor met an untimely end. As far as the making of wine, I grew up in Yakima, Washington. I was around before the wine world kind of hit, but I was certainly aware of it. And my sister-in-law, in fact, brought to my attention the fact that some pretty good wines were coming out of Washington, starting with Leonetti, Woodward Canyon. And I got interested because I was a wine lover since I was in high school. That sort of piqued my interest, and I thought, what an interesting idea to come back to Washington State, maybe back to my hometown, or at least the area around my hometown in eastern Washington, and see what this wine world was all about. And the more I explored, the more excited I got. And the more interested I became in maybe jumping in myself and bringing my dad along with me. I also feel like some of the flavor profiles of Washington are very similar to what we get in Bordeaux. So these are black fruits, red fruits, beautiful acidity, which comes with the temperature shifts because of the eastern side of the mountains. So on top of all of that, the value for the quality for Washington State. We are still affordable for the most part in Washington, and the wines that we make are extraordinary. It's just about getting them in the glass for people to try. When I first started into the business in 2005, I was working in a partnership with Dunham Cellars. So I had met Eric Dunham and Eric's father, Mike, and we struck up a friendship, and I really liked his wines, and he sort of took me under his wing and showed me a little bit about the wine world, exposed me to the wine world. He introduced me around to a lot of the people, the winemakers and people that were important to him in Walla Walla. Really opened the door for me. And Eric and I had a partnership handshake deal, 50-50 deal, starting in 2005 with my flagship, my first wine, Pursued by Bear, which has always been a blend, cab dominant blend. And shortly after I met Eric and we had spent a few years together, Dan Wampfler came into the picture. And Dan came from Chateau Saint Michel and Columbia Crest, working as a winemaker there with his wife Amy. And Dan was hired on to Dunham to work as initially, actually from the very beginning, as a winemaker. And Dan and I really hit it off. Our sense of humor was very similar. Even though he's from Michigan, I don't hold that against him. He is a lovely, lovely guy. He's got a great sense of humor, and he makes just extraordinary wine. We really connected. He understood what I was after. Really, it was the pursuit of quality first and foremost. And I was very interested in exploring different vineyards, different growers, different parts of the state, because this was, again, a labor of love for me. It was a process of learning. And Dan was right alongside me for all of this. And he has been instrumental in making the decisions. We collaborate on all this along with his wife, Amy, who's a wonderful winemaker in her own right. So I kind of get two for the price of one. Dan is the head winemaker at Abeja. When he left Dunham Cellars, he went to Abeja, and this is where I make my wine. So everything is done custom crush at Abeja, right under his watchful eye. And it's been a match made in heaven, I gotta say. One of the most memorable moments for me was last summer at the auction of Washington Wine. I offered a lot that went for $140,000 to raise money for the auction, and that was a thrill. To think that wine, and participating in this could raise money for such a good cause. And I took two couples, along with Dan and Amy, to Bordeaux for a little tour of some of the spots that I love, in particular people that I know there that are very special to me. And we had the most wonderful time. When people drink my wine, I want them to really get a sense of Washington. Most of the winemakers in Washington are smaller. It's a smaller production, and we're not big business here. These are, in my case in particular, it's a labor of love. So I want people to feel that in the wine. I want them to taste the effort that goes into it, the fact that we curate everything about the experience of tasting wine. And I want them to sort of sit and enjoy that and maybe have a conversation about it. I have a funny little story on the back label which people can talk about. But I want them to take away a feeling of Washington and what happens when really interesting and creative people get together and make wine, because it's pretty special. I learned a great deal about Burgundy from an actor that I worked with, Albert Finney, in Rich in Love. And Albert was a beautiful man and a bon vivant, you know, and he really knew a lot about food, and he knew a lot about a lot of things. And he sort of exposed me to the wonderful world of Burgundy. So that was nice to share wine with him. And I'm currently working on Fallout with an actor named Aaron Moten. He plays Maximus. And Aaron is super knowledgeable about wine too. So we share this back and forth, and I will bring wine to Aaron. I want him to try different things because he's got a great palate. Met Market has been an incredible supporter of Pursued by Bear. I'm honored to be, you know, featured there occasionally. And I have made appearances there as well, which I really enjoy. But it's a great place, and they, again, they really support the wine. And Met Market is also a tremendous supporter of Washington wines. And we like people that support Washington wines. So I hope you've enjoyed our little chat. I certainly have. And if you find yourself in Walla Walla, please come by our tasting room, Pursued by Bear Tasting Room. And if you find yourself in Seattle and you fancy a really beautiful bottle of Washington wine, I hope you visit Met Market. Highly recommend it. And tell them Kyle sent you.